Hello and welcome to the Collegiate Sports Show. We're back canning. We're back better than ever. I'm Zach Niner. I'm alongside
Jake Somerville,
Rob Davidson,
Katie McKenna.
So guys, we're going to change it up a little bit. Give us a shout out this week.
Oh man, I want to shout out the good folks on Copy Desk back there. Always putting in work late night, grinding. So shout out to Copy Desk.
And myself, I'm on Copy Desk.
I'm going to shout out to my folks. I didn't talk to them on the phone this weekend, so this is me talking to them now. Hi, Mom and Dad.
I'm going to shout out to my little sister who made the state tournament for women's volleyball. So let's go, Colleen.
I'm going to shout out to my dad for inspiring me to say super fantastic. The dude says it all the time because the strangest reactions. I love it. I'm trying to mimic him a little bit. But guys, there's a great weekend of Penn State athletics. Penn State football kind of, we'll throw that aside, but throwing that aside, what caught your eye this weekend?
I want to say women's volleyball played a little bit better than football fared. They beat Purdue and Indiana and extended their winning streak to 13 games. So look out for them to make a deep postseason run.
My weekend takeaways from women's hockey, they played 2 one-goal games against Syracuse. Unfortunately lost both, but on Sunday they lost in OT. I think they played their best game of the season. Shame they couldn't come away with a win, but they're definitely playing better hockey now.
My weekend takeaways women's basketball team. The Lady Lions went 2-0 this weekend. They defeated St. Francis and Fordham. They eclipsed 100 points in the first game. They scored 117, one off the record. They did break a BJC record though, and they integrated their 6 freshmen. So we'll see how that goes.
A little bit of everything. I'm going to say on basketball, going with the men's side, they beat Wagner 74-62 in their season opener. Their shooting was a little rough. Not as crisp as we saw in the exhibition against Northwood, but they still played well. But also, Wagner's player flipped off the fans twice. Mario Moody got a technical foul second time, but I mean, Wagner's a small school, but you have to play in front of bigger crowds at Penn State. I don't know. Shocked me. We're bringing a segment back. We haven't done a segment in quite a while, believe it or not. I read a statement prediction. Jake says what he thinks. So, Jake, I'm going to read you something. Women's volleyball. Penn State will go undefeated the rest of the season. Believe it or not?
Well, I just talked about their 13-game win streak, and they've been playing pretty well. They've beaten almost every team in the Big Ten, but I think they're going to fall against Nebraska in their final game of the season. Nebraska's the second best team in the Big Ten. It'll be the last game of the season. The team's kind of banged up to this point, so I think they take that streak to about 18 games and then fall to Nebraska at the end. But Rob, I got a question for you on the men's hockey side. Believe it or not, Casey Bailey is heating up.
I'm going to say believe it. It's a tough one, though. Casey Bailey last year was Penn State's leading scorer. He had 13 goals, 14 assists, 27 points. He only has 2 points so far this year. But he did get a goal against Robert Morris, and he did get an assist in their last game against Sacred Heart. He's a big catalyst for their offense, so I think he's heating up. And Katie, now over to women's soccer. Do you believe that they will finish in the Final Four this year in the NCAA tournament?
No, they won't finish in the College Cup this year in the NCAA tournament. The women's soccer team had a mediocre season for their standards, but they did order number 4 seed in the tournament. They're going to play Monmouth in the first round, but they are seeded on Virginia's side of the bracket. UVA is the number 1 seed. I don't think they're getting past UVA. That's in the Sweet 16. They'll fall, I think. And I have a question for you, Zach. Women's basketball. Will the Lady Lions defeat UConn, the defending national champs?
Not a chance. Lady Lions, great beat. Covered them last year. Went up to the Connecticut Penn State game. They played Connecticut tough, but Connecticut's too good. Defending national champions. They defeated number 3 Stanford Monday night. They're incredible. Stephanie Dolson probably one of the players of the year this year, and they also have Brianna Stewart and Kalina Mosquita Lewis. Kind of hard name to say, but that team they're incredible. And Gino Orima does a great job with them every single year. But That's it. Believe it or not, we'll throw that segment out. We're bringing out the whiteboards, so we're obviously going to do numbers never lie. I'll start off, kick it off. It's men's soccer. As I throw the markers down, my men's soccer number is 87. So guys, write down what you think 87 means and hold up your boards. Guys, write slow. All right, what do you guys say, Jake?
Said goals allowed this year?
Nope.
I'm going goals scored. I think it's kind of high, but I'm going goals scored.
Nope.
Echoing Rob, goals scored, so I guess I'm wrong too.
All great guesses. kind of falls on their lines what I'm going to go to. 87 is a ranking for the goals per game in the country. 1.35 average, number 11 team, Penn State. They're starting off their Big Ten tournament. We'll see how far they go.
Well, stump me on that one, but I got a number for you. My number is about wrestling, and it is 6.
Oh, I know this. I saw it on Go PSU. What is it?
All right, I'll go first. I'm going to say 6 national titles held between current wrestlers.
I'm gonna go with 6 All-Americans returning.
You know,
Zach, what you got for me?
I'm struggling. It's under pressure. I can't handle pressure. I'll say winners from this weekend.
You know what? I think you had a little bit of help, but they did play in the tournament this weekend, and they had 6 people take home titles. So wrestling, they look like they're going to extend into a fourth straight national championship.
All right, I'm going a little bit less mainstream here. Going to go with swimming, and the number is 3. 3.
Can I get a hint?
It's on the women's side, and from this past weekend.
Whew.
So I know that'll change some things up, though.
You know what? I'll kick it off first. I'm saying 3 first place finishes from this past weekend.
On the right track, but not quite.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with team records broken this weekend.
No.
Thanks.
Mine's a little sloppy, and it wasn't going quite with the weekend, but I said returning seniors because I was a little lost.
Could be right, but that's not the number I'm going for. Carolyn Fitton this weekend had 3 top 3 finishes for the women's squad. Led the way. She had first place finish in the 50 free, second place 400 free relay, third place in the 100 fly.
She fast.
Yeah.
Good weekend. Men's swim team also had a good weekend. Beat Virginia for the first time since 96, 97.
It's pretty big.
So,
UVA.
Under a new head coach too. That's
and
big.
Virginia's a strong program, so shout out to hockey, women's and men's side.
Swimming actually, but I'm on the hockey side.
Jeez.
But well, moving on to hockey for me. My number is 44 for the women's team.
Oh, I know this one.
You covered the beat, Rob.
The only
I
time
know.
I'd be a little upset if I didn't know this one. I'm gonna hide it.
I'm saying goals this season.
You would be wrong, Niner.
No,
Sorry.
You could let me down a little easier than that.
Honesty around here.
Going a little bit more narrow in just the game. I'm saying shots on goal in their last game.
No.
I'm pretty confident, and I'm going goals scored, goals allowed, goals scored against this season.
The beat writer takes it, and yes, it is
close.
goals allowed by other teams. The women's hockey team has actually only scored 21 goals, and their opponents average 3.7 per game. I mean, that's not a knock to the women's hockey team because you can't really judge Brandyween on his, tenure so far. He needs to recruit his own classes,
Yeah.
but
They're playing better, though.
Yeah.
They're playing better.
So now, as always, Ref is around here, probably on copy desk, making pages. We're going to interrupt him with a little rant. He's got something, so throw it off to Ref.
All right, so this week's rant, it's pretty simple. It's not necessarily the NCAA soccer tournament per se. It's more the policies that are in place in the rules in the stadium or the field. It's not a stadium. Stadium's got to be a big thing. That could be for a whole nother rant because Pagula Ice Arena is not a stadium. It's an arena. There's a difference there. But that's not what this rant's about. What this rant is about is something really quite simple. All year, groups like Jeffrey's Den and the Park Avenue Army, they bring drums and noisemakers, vuvuzelas, etc. throughout the entire season, which is sanctioned by none other than the NCAA. So for the tournament, at least last year, there were no noisemakers allowed. There were no drums, vuvuzelas, etc. They weren't allowed to do it. Simply, there was signs posted all around. The only noisemaker you have is your hands, your feet, your mouth. That's it, really. And why the tournament's any different, I don't understand it. It's not a security threat. I mean, if you're planning to do something, I would suggest you pick a bigger venue. But regardless, I just don't understand why there can't be noisemakers there. It takes away from the atmosphere and takes everything you're trying to build for college soccer. Now, I'll turn to the tournament for a second and say that the women's soccer team has no chance at getting the national championship again, much less getting there. They're not going to get the trophy. They just don't have the midfielders to do it. So, which is why I'm proposing this bet. If they win the national championship, that is, I will shave my head. I've never done that before, so bald me, I don't know what that looks like. But if you want to see it, women's soccer team win the national championship, and this will be gone. I'm the ref. That's my rant. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, Ref, NCAA kind of rubs my tires the wrong way, too. But, guys, weekend's coming up. Even this week, what are you looking forward to?
Well, we mentioned them a little bit earlier in the show, but Penn State football, I mean, they need to come back against Purdue. Got a home game coming off a pretty bad loss to Minnesota, so we'll see what they can do. And I really think they need to have a strong and convincing win against the worst team in the Big Ten. Oh, definitely a win.
Okay.
But it needs to be a convincing win, a blowout victory for Penn State this weekend.
I'm looking ahead to Penn State men's basketball. They're heading on the road to Penn. They're playing at the Palestra. I don't think it's going to be an easy one. Penn is a preseason Ivy League number 2. They had a close loss to a pretty strong Temple team, and I don't think the Palestra is going to be the easiest environment to play in, but it'll be also good to see a lot of Penn State Philly players return to their hometown.
Well,
it should be a good
a
weekend.
little shameless plug in there. I'll be there covering the game. So, but Katie, what do you got?
The other end of the floor, the Lady Lions, Niner touched on this earlier. They take on number 1 UConn, so we'll see how they fare against them. UConn actually just beat Stanford by 20 points, or nearly 20 points.
Woo!
So
It's a lot.
Stanford's number 3, so Lady Lions number 13. We'll see.
Good luck to them.
Yeah.
I'm looking out for cross country Friday. They're at their NCAA Mid-Atlantic Regionals. We'll see if Matt Fisher will replicate his performance that he had at Big Ten championships, and we'll see if the women can improve too.
I have to throw soccer in there though. Number 4 seeded women's soccer team takes on Monmouth this Friday in the first round of the NCAA
2 weekend
tournament.
takeaways. All right.
I had 2. Sorry.
Lots to watch this weekend.
Women's soccer.
A lot to watch.
It's tournament time. You know.
So guys, this has been the Collegiate Sports Show. Another great sports show indeed. I'm Zach Niner.
I'm Jake Somerville.
Rob Davidson.
Katie McKenna.
Follow us on our handles down below. Follow us at TTC_sports. Have a super fantastic week. State College. Peace out. Show us to keep living the dream, man.
Oh yeah, what happened to that? Man? What happened to the dream?